While everyone else is paying full price for pickup trucks that will be worth $20,000 less next year, you could be scoring the deal of a lifetime right now. Dealerships across America are drowning in unsold inventory, with over 500,000 trucks sitting on lots collecting dust. They're not just offering discounts anymore, they're slashing prices to the bone, throwing in 0% financing and practically begging customers to take these vehicles off their hands. But this won't last forever. When these deals disappear, they'll vanish overnight. What if I told you that the truck you've been eyeing, the one with the sticker price that made you wince, could be yours for 20% less than you thought? Or that certain models that normally fly off the lot are now sitting untouched for 179 days? Meet Mike, a contractor from Texas who walked into a Ram dealership last month expecting to pay $67,000 for a Ram 1500 Limited. The salesman took him aside and whispered, "Look, I'll be honest. We have 43 of these on the lot right now. My manager is breathing down my neck to move them. How about $55,000, 0% financing, and we'll throw in the bed liner and tonneau cover. That's $12,000 in savings just for showing up at the right time." But here's what dealers won't tell you. It's not just about too many trucks. It's about which specific models are collecting dust fastest, why manufacturers overbuilt them, and the secret financial crisis happening behind the scenes that's forcing dealers to sell at a loss. So what's really happening? Why are dealerships suddenly desperate to unload trucks that were selling above MSRP just months ago? It's not one single factor. It's a perfect storm that's turned the truck market upside down. And understanding each piece of this puzzle is the key to walking away with the deal of a lifetime. First, manufacturers badly misjudged demand. Coming off 3 years of inventory shortages where buyers were willing to pay anything just to get their hands on a truck, automakers cranked up production to cash in. Ford, Ram, Chevrolet, GMC, they all doubled down, building trucks at full capacity. But while they were ramping up production, the market was rapidly changing. Interest rates spiked, making monthly payments on these $50,000 to $70,000 trucks balloon by hundreds of dollars. Gas prices remained stubbornly high, making the fuel cost of these big V8s harder to swallow. And consumer confidence started wobbling as recession fears grew. The result? Dealerships are now buried under mountains of inventory they can't move. Carlos, a sales manager at a major dealership group in the Midwest, puts it bluntly. "I've been in this business 23 years and I've never seen anything like it. We have 370 trucks across our 5 locations. We normally carry maybe 100. My boss is calling daily asking why we haven't sold more. The truth is, buyers just aren't showing up like they used to." But that's just the beginning of the story. The second factor making this situation so extreme is what industry insiders call floor plan financing. Most people don't realize that dealerships don't actually own the vehicles on their lot. They finance them through special loans. And here's the kicker. They pay interest on every single vehicle, every single day it sits unsold. Each truck costs me about $35 per day in floor plan interest, explains Carlos. Multiply that by 370 trucks, and we're burning through $13,000 daily just in carrying costs. After 90 days, we've paid more than $3,000 in interest on a truck that's still sitting there. At that point, we'll take almost any deal just to stop the bleeding. This financial pressure creates the perfect leverage for buyers who know what's happening. But perhaps the most surprising factor in this market flip is the one no one's talking about. Rental car companies and corporate fleets are dumping their trucks en masse. During the pandemic, rental companies held onto their vehicles longer than ever because they couldn't get replacements. Now they're offloading tens of thousands of lightly used pickups all at once. These low-mileage, well-maintained trucks are flooding the market, forcing new truck prices down even further. John, a wholesale auto auction manager in Dallas, told us, "Every week I'm seeing hundreds more rental trucks hitting the block. Enterprise, Hertz, Avis, they're all dumping inventory faster than we can sell it. 2 years ago, these trucks would have been bid up to crazy prices." Now, they're going for 15 to 20% below book value, and some aren't selling at all. This tsunami of rental returns is just starting to hit. Industry analysts project that over 1 million former rental and fleet vehicles will enter the market in the next 6 months, and a significant chunk of those are trucks. The 7 truck models dealerships can't sell. Not all trucks are struggling equally. Some models are practically being given away, while others are holding value better. Let's break down the 7 truck models where you'll find the absolute best deals right now. 1. Ram 1500, the pricing disaster. Ram dealerships across the country are facing a serious problem. Their lots are overflowing with unsold Ram 1500s, and they're running out of space. The supply of this truck has reached an astonishing 179 days, meaning dealers have nearly 6 months of inventory sitting idle. What went wrong? Ram simply built too many trucks. They assumed the strong sales of previous years would continue, but instead the market shifted. Buyers are holding on to their older trucks longer, interest rates have made financing more expensive, and competitors are offering better incentives. Meanwhile, Ram kept producing at full capacity, flooding dealerships with more inventory than they could possibly sell. Now these same dealerships are stuck trying to clear out massive stockpiles before newer models arrive. Another major problem is Ram's pricing strategy. While Ford and Chevrolet have been aggressive with discounts, offering thousands off MSRP, 0% financing, and generous trade-in bonuses, Ram initially held firm on pricing. That strategy backfired spectacularly. Sarah, a finance manager at a Ram dealership in Ohio, told us, "We've got 87 Ram 1500s on the lot right now. That's triple our normal inventory. My general manager is in panic mode. We're now offering discounts of up to $12,000 on high-end trims just to move them." For buyers, this creates an unprecedented opportunity. If you've been eyeing a Ram 1500, now is the time to start negotiating hard. Many dealerships will knock thousands off the sticker price, especially on higher trims like the Limited and TRX models. And if the first offer doesn't impress you, walk away. Chances are they'll call you back within days with an even better deal. 2. GMC Sierra 1500, the luxury truck nobody wants. The GMC Sierra 1500 was once the go-to option for truck buyers who wanted something more refined than a Chevrolet Silverado. It was marketed as the premium choice, offering better materials and a more luxurious cabin. But now, there are over 50,000 of these trucks sitting on dealer lots across the country, a 116-day supply. That's nearly 4 months of inventory when a healthy level would be around 60 days. The Sierra is struggling for one simple reason: it's being cannibalized by its own sibling. The Chevrolet Silverado offers nearly identical performance, capabilities, and technology, but at a lower price. Most truck buyers, even those who appreciate luxury touches, are practical when it comes to cost. When given the choice between 2 nearly identical trucks, the cheaper option usually wins. This pricing gap has left the Sierra stuck in limbo, too expensive for budget-conscious buyers, but not premium enough to justify the price difference for luxury shoppers. It's awkward when customers realize how similar the Sierra and Silverado actually are, admits David, a sales consultant at a GMC dealership in Michigan. They'll ask why they should pay $7,000 to $10,000 more for essentially the same truck with slightly nicer materials. Honestly, it's getting harder to answer that question convincingly. Adding to the Sierra's troubles is its aging design. While competitors have been rolling out updates and mid-cycle refreshes, the Sierra has remained largely unchanged for years. The interior in particular feels dated compared to the Ram 1500's massive touchscreen and premium materials. Dealers are aware of this problem and they've turned to their most reliable strategy: 0% financing. Right now, many GMC dealerships are offering long-term, zero-interest financing deals just to move these trucks. Some are even adding 10-year warranties and maintenance packages to sweeten the deal. For buyers who do value the Sierra's slightly more upscale feel, this creates a golden opportunity. You can essentially get a premium truck at mainstream prices and finance it interest-free for up to 72 months in many cases. 3. Ford F-150. The king is slipping. This might be the most shocking development in the truck market. Dealerships across the country are sitting on more than 120,000 unsold Ford F-150 trucks. For a vehicle that has dominated sales charts for decades, this kind of slowdown isn't just unusual, it's unprecedented. One of the biggest factors behind this shift is the truck's growing complexity and rising prices. The latest F-150 models have become extremely advanced, packed with cutting-edge technology, luxury features, and high-end trims. While these additions make the truck more capable, they've also driven up the price dramatically. What was once a practical workhorse has evolved into a high-tech, feature-loaded machine with a price tag to match. Fully loaded models can now exceed $80,000. A cost that pushes the F-150 into luxury territory and makes buyers question whether they truly need all those bells and whistles. People come in looking for a basic truck to haul stuff on the weekend, and they're shocked when they see the prices, says Michael, a Ford sales manager in Texas. Then they look at the monthly payment on a $65,000 truck at today's interest rates, and suddenly they're considering alternatives they never would have before. The truck itself has also become bulkier and more sophisticated, with features like hybrid powertrains, hands-free driving technology, and massive infotainment screens. While these innovations set the F-150 apart, they also alienate traditional truck buyers who value simplicity and durability over high-tech conveniences. Even Ford's decision to expand its truck lineup has backfired in some ways. The all-electric Lightning, the compact Maverick, and the midsize Ranger have created an identity crisis for the F-150. Buyers who want fuel efficiency can opt for the Maverick. Those who need just enough truck can choose the Ranger, and early adopters can go electric with the Lightning. This fragmentation has left the F-150 in a strange position, no longer the obvious choice it once was. The good news for consumers: dealerships are now offering significant discounts to clear out inventory. While you might not see the same dramatic price cuts as with the Ram 1500, Ford dealers are still knocking $5,000 to $8,000 off MSRP on many F-150 configurations. "We're being more flexible on pricing than I've ever seen," Michael told us. 6 months ago, we were selling most trucks above sticker. Now we're not only discounting heavily, but we're also throwing in extras like bed liners, tonneau covers, and extended warranties just to close deals. If you've always wanted an F-150 but been put off by the price, this summer might be your best opportunity in years to score a deal. 4. Chevrolet Silverado 1500, the oldest of the big three. Over 100,000 Chevrolet Silverado 1500s are gathering dust on dealership lots nationwide, waiting for buyers who simply aren't showing up at the same rate they once did. The Silverado's biggest issue? It's now the oldest design among the full-size trucks from major brands. The last significant redesign happened in 2019, and since then both Ford and Ram have introduced updates that have left the Silverado looking somewhat dated. Buyers in this segment expect trucks that evolve with the times, offering cutting-edge technology, improved interiors, and modern styling. The Silverado, however, still carries many of the same design elements and interior features it had years ago. When customers cross-shop us with Ram, the interior comparison is tough, admits Jennifer, a Chevrolet sales consultant in Arizona. The Ram has that massive vertical touchscreen and a cabin that feels more like a luxury SUV. Our tech is solid, but the presentation doesn't have the same wow factor. The interior of the Silverado still features more hard plastics, a smaller touchscreen than rivals, and an overall design that doesn't stand out in the increasingly competitive truck market. Buyers walking into dealerships looking for a high-end truck experience often find that they can get a better interior for the same price, or even less, by choosing a competitor. Performance-wise, the Silverado also slightly trails the competition in towing capacity. While it's still a highly capable truck, it doesn't quite match the numbers posted by Ford and Ram in certain configurations. Ford has consistently led the pack with impressive towing ratings, while Ram has focused on blending power with luxury. Chevrolet overproduced these trucks, assuming demand would remain as strong as it had been in previous years. That strategy has backfired, and now with dealership lots packed with unsold Silverados, dealers are taking drastic action. In key markets across the country, dealers are slashing more than $5,000 off MSRP just to clear inventory. In some regions, incentives and financing deals are making it possible for buyers to drive away in a Silverado for far less than they would have paid just a year ago. "We've got models that have been sitting for over 90 days, Jennifer told us. At that point, we're willing to sell them at or even below cost just to move them out and make room for newer inventory. Some dealerships are even offering extended warranties, service packages, and additional perks just to sweeten the deal and attract buyers who might otherwise look elsewhere. If you're considering a full-size truck, the Silverado is now one of the models where you'll have the most negotiating power. Dealers are highly motivated to sell, and that means you can push for deeper discounts and more extras than ever before. 5. Nissan Titan, the discounted truck that won't go away. This might be the strangest situation in the current truck market. The Nissan Titan was supposed to challenge Ford, Chevrolet, and Ram in the full-size segment, but it struggled from the start. Now, with Nissan officially ending production, you'd think these trucks would be hard to find. The reality? Dealerships across the country are still sitting on a glut of Titans, with an estimated 150 days worth of supply. It's one of the slowest selling trucks in America, and dealers are growing desperate to move them. "We've got 23 Titans on the lot, and we haven't sold one in over 6 weeks, says Robert, a sales manager at a Nissan dealership in Florida. "Every day they sit here is costing us money, but customers just aren't interested, even with massive discounts." Why did the Titan fail so spectacularly? The biggest reason is fierce competition. Ford's F-Series, Chevrolet Silverado, and Ram's trucks have decades of brand loyalty behind them. Nissan never established the same recognition in the truck market, making it difficult to convince buyers to switch. On top of that, the Titan never offered anything truly unique or compelling. Ford leads in towing technology, Chevrolet has built a reputation for reliability, and Ram focuses on interior quality and ride comfort. The Titan, by comparison, was just another option without a defining edge. Technology was another issue. While competitors rolled out hybrid powertrains, advanced driver assistance systems, and cutting-edge towing features, the Titan felt increasingly outdated. Buyers looking for modern upgrades often found Nissan's truck lacking. To make matters worse, Nissan's decision to exit the full-size truck market entirely has hurt confidence in the brand. When a model is discontinued, long-term support and resale value become serious concerns. Buyers want to know their truck will be supported for years to come, and once it became clear that Nissan was pulling out, demand dropped even further. Now dealerships are left with a seemingly unsolvable problem. Too many Titans and not enough buyers willing to take them home. The silver lining for consumers? These trucks are now available at fire sale prices. Dealers are slashing $10,000 to $15,000 off MSRP, offering 0% financing for up to 84 months, and throwing in every possible incentive to move them. "At this point, we're practically giving them away," Robert admitted. "I've got authorization to sell them at or even below cost just to get them off the lot. If someone made a reasonable offer on any Titan we have, I guarantee my manager would take it. If you're looking for a basic full-size truck and don't mind that it's been discontinued, this could be one of the best values on the market. Just be aware that resale value will likely be poor, so it's best for buyers planning to keep their truck long-term." 6. Jeep Gladiator, the off-roader that nobody's buying. Jeep created the Gladiator as a way to dominate both trails and truck lots. trucks, a rugged Jeep with the practicality of a pickup. But sales have plummeted more than 50% since 2021, and dealerships are drowning in unsold inventory. "We've got 32 Gladiators just sitting here," says Brian, a Jeep sales manager in Colorado. "Last year at this time, we couldn't keep them in stock. Now we can't give them away." One major issue is the price. The Gladiator is one of the most expensive midsize trucks on the market, often costing thousands more than competitors that offer more features and better on-road performance. Buyers looking at mid-size pickups can get a fully loaded Toyota Tacoma, Ford Ranger, or Chevrolet Colorado for less, and those trucks offer a more modern driving experience. Then there's the Gladiator's biggest weakness: how it handles on paved roads. While it excels off-road with its solid axles, high ground clearance, and removable doors and roof, those same features make it uncomfortable during everyday driving. The ride is bumpy, the steering feels vague, and fuel efficiency is worse than many full-size trucks. Customers come in excited about the Gladiator's look and off-road capability, Brian explains, but when they test drive it on the highway, that enthusiasm often fades. They realize they'll be living with that rough ride and road noise every day, not just during weekend adventures. Another problem is that Jeep hasn't given the Gladiator any meaningful updates since it was introduced. The mid-size truck market has changed dramatically in recent years. Toyota has launched an all-new Tacoma, Ford has introduced a redesigned Ranger, and Chevrolet has refreshed the Colorado. These trucks come with better technology, more efficient engines, and improved towing capabilities. The Gladiator, meanwhile, still feels stuck in the past. Dealers are beginning to offer significant cash rebates and price cuts to move these trucks. Some are advertising discounts of $8,000 to $10,000 off MSRP, particularly on higher-end trims like the Rubicon and Mojave. "We're getting more aggressive with pricing every month," says Brian. "At this point, we're focused on moving volume, not maximizing profit on each sale." If you've been eyeing a Gladiator for off-road adventures and can tolerate its on-road compromises, now is an excellent time to push for a better deal. Focus on dealerships with high Gladiator inventory, and don't be afraid to make an offer well below asking price. 7. F-150 Lightning, the electric truck no one wants. Ford had high hopes for the F-150 Lightning. It was supposed to revolutionize the truck market, proving that electric pickups could replace their gas-powered counterparts. But instead of flying off lots, these trucks are sitting unsold, and the situation is getting worse by the day. Ford has already slashed production in half because demand is far lower than expected. Even with steep discounts and incentives, buyers aren't biting. "We've got 12 Lightnings on the lot, and we haven't sold one in over 2 months, says Thomas, a Ford dealer in California. "My last Lightning customer came in wanting to trade his back in after just 6 months of ownership. That tells you everything you need to know. The biggest issue is range anxiety, especially when towing. The Lightning looks good on paper with a claimed range of up to 320 miles on a full charge, but once you start towing or hauling heavy loads, those numbers drop dramatically. Owners have reported that towing can cut the driving range by 40 to 60%, leaving them scrambling for charging stations much sooner than expected. This is a deal breaker for many truck buyers who rely on their pickups for work and long-distance travel. A truck that can't reliably handle towing and heavy-duty tasks without frequent charging stops is a tough sell, especially when gas-powered versions of the F-150 can tow significantly more without any range concerns. Then there's the price. Electric vehicles are already more expensive than their gas-powered counterparts, and the F-150 Lightning is no exception. With prices starting around $55,000 and climbing above $90,000 for higher trims, many buyers are looking at traditional pickups instead. Even Ford's own lineup offers more affordable options with the standard F-150, the Ranger, and the Maverick. The reality is that when faced with the choice between an electric truck with limitations and a gas or hybrid model with proven reliability, many buyers are choosing the latter. Even more telling is that dealerships themselves don't want these trucks. Reports have surfaced that many Ford dealers are hesitant to stock the Lightning because they're too difficult to sell. Electric vehicles already come with a different sales process, including discussions about incentives, government rebates, and charging infrastructure, which some dealers see as a hassle. On top of that, used electric vehicle values have been plummeting, making customers nervous about long-term resale value. No one wants to spend nearly $100,000 on a vehicle that might be worth half that amount in just a few years. To make matters worse, Ford is losing money on every Lightning sold. The company has already lost billions on its electric vehicle division, and in a desperate move to keep these trucks moving, they are offering unprecedented incentives. We're discounting them by $15,000 to $20,000 below MSRP, Thomas reveals. Ford is also offering dealer incentives just to take them and keep them on the lot. They're practically paying us to stock them, but even that isn't enough to generate sales. If you're in the market for an electric truck and understand the limitations, this is the best time to buy. Massive discounts, extended financing terms, and other incentives are making the Lightning cheaper than ever. Just be prepared for the reality of electric truck ownership, including range limitations, charging infrastructure needs, and uncertain resale value. The hidden crisis about to make prices drop even further. What's happening now with truck oversupply is just the beginning. A much bigger crisis is brewing behind the scenes, one that could send truck prices into an even deeper free fall by the end of the year. It all starts with the financial health of dealerships themselves. With so much unsold inventory sitting on their lots, many dealers are facing a cash flow crisis unlike anything they've experienced before. Most people don't realize this, but dealers operate on incredibly thin margins, explains Richard Morton, an automotive industry analyst. They rely on quick inventory turnover to stay profitable. When trucks sit unsold for months, it doesn't just tie up capital, it threatens the entire business model. Here's the scary part. Industry data shows that dealership profitability has plunged 70% in the past 6 months. Some dealers are already operating at a loss, kept afloat only by their service departments and the financial reserves they built up during the pandemic boom years. I know 3 dealers who have already quietly approached manufacturer representatives about surrendering their franchises, Morton told us. They don't see a path forward if the market doesn't improve soon. This financial pressure is creating a ticking time bomb in the truck market. As more dealers face financial distress, they'll be forced to liquidate inventory at any price just to generate cash flow. This could trigger a cascading effect of price cuts across the entire industry. But that's not the only factor that could drive prices even lower. Remember those rental and fleet trucks we mentioned earlier? That wave is only starting to build. Enterprise Rent-A-Car, the nation's largest rental car company, recently announced plans to sell off 30% of its truck fleet by the end of the year. More than 20,000 pickup trucks hitting the used market all at once. When these nearly new low-mileage rental returns flood auctions and dealer lots, they'll create direct competition for new trucks, forcing prices down across the board. And if that wasn't enough, there's a third factor looming on the horizon: manufacturer desperation. Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, Ram's parent company, have all recently adjusted their financial forecasts downward, citing slowing truck sales as a primary concern, as these automotive giants face pressure from shareholders. They'll likely authorize even deeper discounts and incentives to move metal. The manufacturers have to meet their sales targets somehow, Morton explains. If trucks aren't selling at current prices, they'll keep cutting until they find the level where buyers start responding. We could see unprecedented deals by fall, especially as they try to clear out current model year inventory before the 2026 models arrive. For dealerships caught in this perfect storm, the stakes couldn't be higher. For consumers willing to act, the opportunity couldn't be better. The unexpected winners in the market. While this situation spells disaster for manufacturers and dealerships, it creates a once-in-a-generation opportunity for certain types of truck buyers. The most obvious winners are cash buyers. With no trade-in complications and no financing contingencies, these buyers have maximum leverage to negotiate incredible deals. Dealers desperate for cash flow will accept offers they would have laughed at just months ago. Mark, a small business owner from Arizona, recently purchased 3 Ram 2500 work trucks for his construction company. I walked in with financing already secured through my business bank and made an offer 15% below MSRP on all 3 trucks, he told us. The dealer counteroffered at 12% below MSRP, and we closed the deal that day. 2 years ago, I would have been paying 5% over sticker for the same trucks. But cash buyers aren't the only ones who stand to benefit. Counter-cyclical shoppers, those willing to buy what others aren't, can find even deeper discounts on specific models. While everyone else focuses on fuel-efficient options, deals on larger trucks like the Ram 2500, Ford F-250, and Chevrolet Silverado 2500 have never been better. Heavy-duty trucks are sitting even longer than their half-ton counterparts, explains automotive analyst Jennifer Lewis. Dealers are offering discounts of 15 to 20% on these models, plus additional incentives like 0% financing for 72 months. For buyers who actually need the capabilities of these larger trucks, the current market is an absolute goldmine. Perhaps the most surprising winners, though, are the brand switchers, loyal customers willing to try a different truck brand for the first time. Manufacturers are offering conquest cash bonuses specifically targeting owners of competing brands, Lewis told us. If you're a longtime Ford owner willing to try a Ram or Chevrolet, you can get additional rebates of $2,000 to $4,000 on top of already aggressive discounts. These conquest incentives create an unusual situation where your current truck's brand can actually be used as leverage to get a better deal on a different make. James, a lifelong Ford truck owner from Texas, experienced this firsthand when he decided to look at a Chevrolet Silverado. When the salesperson saw me pull up in my Ford, his eyes lit up, James recalls. He immediately mentioned a $4,000 conquest bonus if I traded in my F-150. That was on top of the $7,000 they were already taking off MSRP. I ended up saving over $11,000 just by being willing to switch brands. The final twist in this market upheaval: the best time to buy might not be right now, but rather in the next 90 days. Dealers and manufacturers are still holding out hope that the market will improve over the summer, explains Morton. But if sales don't pick up by September, we'll see absolute panic as they try to clear out 2025 models before the 2026 trucks arrive. That's when the truly spectacular deals will appear. For buyers who can wait until the fall, the potential savings could be even greater than what's available today. This coming clearance season could see discounts of 20 to 30% off MSRP on many popular truck models, numbers that would have been unthinkable just a year ago. The choice is yours. Remember what I said at the beginning? While everyone else is paying full price for pickup trucks that will be worth $20,000 less next year, you could be scoring the deal of a lifetime right now. This isn't hyperbole. It's the reality of today's truck market. 500,000 trucks are sitting on dealer lots collecting dust. Manufacturers are cutting production. Dealerships are slashing prices to the bone just to stay afloat. This isn't a typical market correction. It's a fundamental shift in the balance of power from sellers to buyers. For the first time in years, you, the consumer, have the upper hand. So which side will you be on? Will you be like Mike, who saved $12,000 on his Ram 1500 just by showing up at the right time and asking for a better deal? Or will you be one of the many who end up paying thousands more simply because they didn't know what was happening behind the scenes? The choice is yours. But remember, this window of opportunity won't stay open forever. When the market eventually corrects and inventory levels normalize, these extraordinary deals will disappear, likely as suddenly as they appeared. Hit subscribe now and turn on notifications. This won't be the last market upheaval we cover, but it might be the one that saves you the most money. Are you in the market for a new truck? Which model are you considering and what kind of deals have you seen? Tell us in the comments below. Your experience might save someone else thousands of dollars. Remember, in this market, information isn't just power, it's money in your bank account.